For a couple of minutes late, but hopefully you're still okay with me, right? So I want to congratulate some companies today because I believe that at times it's good to stop and just say, hey, okay, people are doing great things. How can I actually congratulate them to make sure that we can encourage more people doing so? This is what we want to talk about today. This is actually the subject of this live today, right? Excellent. So if you don't know me, my name is Tony Teo. I'm the founder of and CEO of renewables in Africa. We are your global clean energy champion. What is that we do? It's very simple. Our job is to make sure that we demystify the renewable energy sector for you so that we make it seamless and easy for you to connect, right? From wherever you're coming from. Whether you are, for example, an investor, you say that I have some money, want to pour into the sector, don't know how to go. We definitely give you the information that gives you more time to process your investment and to do it the safest way for you, the less riskiest way for you, right? Or you could be telling me that, okay, I'm a company, I want to get involved, I need some more information, I need to be comfortable with what I'm doing, and I'm looking for people, for places where I can get this kind of information, make sure that I am comfortable in here, right? I promise that you're gonna find what you need. You simply have to wait, not to wait, to actually watch what we've already done as videos. There's a lot of videos that we've already done. I would really be surprised if you can't identify at least one that would be of a that'll be useful for you. That's what I want to say. And the last bit, if you are a professional, you're a professional, you say, I want to get into the sector. Listen, I've been where you were, right? I have been where you were more than 10 years ago. I was thinking, okay, how can I actually connect? How can I get involved in this wonderful big industry? And I could see at the time that it was growing, right? So how can, just like I say, by reaching out to us, by following us, looking at what we are doing, you are able to also do that for you, right? And this is what I want to say. But today, I thought I just want to take a step back, right, to sort of complete some team. But before we do that, I know some of you are supporting on a regular basis, and there's three things that I really want you to be doing for us today, if that's okay. So, number one thing, I just want to say, I'd like you to connect to our platform, the various platforms that we have. The platform that we have on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Telegram, and also on Twitter. We would like really for you to connect, if that's okay. So the second thing, right? It's to comment, leave a comment. So tell us what you think. So drop a comment just right now, right? And then be more than happy to have this conversation with you because the whole point of what we are doing is to make sure, like I say, we demystify the sector for you. We are engaging with you. We're also looking at how can we all contribute. That's the whole point about it. I don't want to be doing a monologue all the time, right? Because I'm sure there are a lot of people, and I know there's a lot of people watching because I know that from the and not answer questions, comment they send to me sometimes privately, right? And I could see that they would say, "Oh, whoa, I've been watching you for a couple of years and this and that." But it's only today that I can actually step forward. So please do that, and I appreciate that. Yeah. So, and if you happen to be watching me right now, just send me your questions if you have any, and we'll make sure that we're gonna respond to you. And the last thing, which is the third thing that I really would want you to do, is just to share this information. Share this information because, like I say, there's a lot of people out there that are looking for similar kind of insight. You just don't know where to start, and you never know. Just by sharing this platform with them, so you can open up a whole boulevard for them, right? So that's the whole idea. And I'm saying that because I really used to be in that position, because I remember, back in 2008, 2009, this is actually when I started developing an interest into the industry. So if some of you have been looking at listening to what I'm saying, and I think I've said that many times, I've gone to the Google and YouTube University, that's how I call it, where I was actually absorbing all the information I could just to get myself up to speed with the sector, make sure that I become knowledgeable, right? And I was very grateful and happy to see the few sources I would find here and there to help me to bring up my speed, sort of get developed knowledge. Because when you get into the sector, whether you're an investor, you're a company, you're a professional, usually you do, whether you realize or not, but what you do a lot of gap analysis. to figure out where you are at that time, looking at where you want to go, and look, you see the gap that you need to close, that knowledge gap you need to close, and you now tap into any and every direction, looking for places where you can find those information, right? So that's usually what happens, right? So if you agree with me, just type it or leave me a comment, or maybe if you disagree, if you have a better way of doing it. Well, another way of doing it would be maybe probably to go to a university, right? So or do a master or training, which also I have done, by the way. Anyway, we digressing, yeah. So let's go back into topic. Yeah, today, like I say, so I don't have a difficult technical topic to develop because I thought, we're coming towards the end of the year, and it's also good for us to acknowledge some people, acknowledge the great work that they are doing. Yeah, especially when you've had the chance, like me, to be in the sector for more than a decade, and some of these guys, in fact, all of these guys, so you pretty much, got to know them from their beginning. Yeah, and looking at where they are right now, you can see progress happening. Yeah, and that's really great to see. That's why I wanted to take some time back in the end and acknowledge them. And the reason I want to acknowledge them as well is because we are in an industry that's a fabulous industry, right? Virtuous industry. No, a lot of people unfortunately will come, they will lose faith, for all type of reasons, right? So, and they will lose faith, and they won't think that it is believed to do great things in the renewable sector. They will believe that it is not possible. Money, for yeah, obviously, because in our slot where renewables and money, where we're talking about the business of running a renewable energy business, something I'm talking about over and over again. And at time, I find the best way to demonstrate to people that no, it is not as bad as they think is to highlight, a couple of success stories or this good development that you're seeing. To say, hey, you see, these are guys doing that. So you could be doing the same thing. Yeah. So when you highlight to them, it would tend to inspire these guys, other people to do the same, right? And this is what I really want to be doing today, right? Sort of give you some positive news from the sector so that you can say, oh, okay, it is possible. Yeah, it is possible. And I'm just going to highlight those three companies. And trust me, there are more companies. Yeah, there are more companies. But I thought those are the ones I want to highlight for today. Oh, by the way, I also mentioned they've not paid me for me to highlight them, right? So just be clear about that, so that you know that as well. I just feel and feel that they're doing great job. I like what they're doing, and I want to share some, let's say, some love and some encouragement. And I'm hoping some of you will also follow that, right? And that is what I. So not dive into that. So basically, if you're watching and you want to ask a question, feel free to ask a question and I'll respond to that. I don't think it should be a long session today. So yeah, I also mindful of the fact that we're into a World Cup season, right? People also want to, run away, just go and watch the game, right? But I'm not going to be too long on that. So like I said, the three companies, and those three companies, the first one I want to talk about, it's an investor, impact investors. So, and I have known them for a little while. And in fact, I've known the founder for, a little while. We bump across each other in many conferences. We know each other relatively well. And then I remember at the time, the business that is now, I would say, thriving. I believe it's thriving. I'm not obviously in the deep secret, but from the development that we see, definitely they're making step forward. And I was saying that I remember when I think that company was just an idea in his head, and he was talking about that because at the time as well, there was a question of potentially collaborating, right? So I remember where he was, when we talked about that, and to look at that period of time up until now, we talked about what, less than 5 years to see where it is right now. It is great. And what company I'm talking about here? I'm talking about Empower New Energy. So that's a company you probably have heard about. That's the first company I want to acknowledge. So they're an impact investors. They invest into a commercial industrial project. Yeah. So I guess they will do that in probably across the continent. Probably they have some favorite spaces where they are in Kenya, in Nigeria, Egypt, as what they've been doing. And that's great what they're doing. Because recently, in fact, this week, if I'm correct, they have been announcing the closing of the Series B, fundraising. So they raised additional fund, and that was a $75 million, if I'm correct. And on the back of that, they've also secured landed another two projects, one in Egypt and another one in Nigeria, if I'm correct. And that, to me, that's great news. And if we listen to what I've just said, so I've talked about Series B, it means that they already had a Series A that was positive enough for them to go and go with Series B, right? And that for me is something very great, especially because, as we say, we need more investment into the sector, and we also need people that don't only invest into utility scales. That's something I've said a number of times, right? So CNI sector, commercial, industrial, working with businesses, it's something that's very much needed, and that's where they focusing. And for me, that's great. And as well as doing that, I'm hoping that maybe they start looking as well at smaller investment, right? So this is also where people are struggling. So yeah, but I definitely wanted to highlight them. In fact, I even have a picture here that I want to share uh, of the signing of the signing ceremony. That's what that's that. I'm sure you could see like me. So nice, shaking hands. You can see you may not be able to read. You have a Terrier. Yeah, that's their CEO. The other people, I don't know them personally, but I know that we having, I think, Northfront represented. I think there was a Janeiro Energy, and yeah, I believe that's Susie Cook. Yeah, I've met. So these are the guys. Extremely great job they're doing. So and like I said, so we wanna actually acknowledge them. Yeah, so they're doing fantastic. One second, I thought I was sharing. I don't think I was sharing. Now I should be sharing. Okay, good. Because I was talking, and I think nobody could actually look at what I was saying. Let me just share the picture again. Now I'm sharing. I'm saying that here they are. They're here. Who's the CEO of the company? Susie is colleague. So with that, I met both of them. And in the picture, you have Northfront and Janeiro Energy represented. So that's the signing ceremony, reaching the Series B, $74 million. That's a great thing, and we're happy for them. And they sign it to develop, finance, own, and operate, projects. So which is good. So meaning that they're going a step further now, yeah. So as opposed to just finance only. So it looks like now they are also willing to and do the development, which is something that I think is good. So, and I definitely want to acknowledge them for that. Yes, that's the first company I want to acknowledge. Feel free to reach out to them if you have a project. That's fine. Again, like I say, I'm highlighting these guys because I think they're doing great work, and I'm hoping that we're gonna have more people doing similar kind of work. But I've not been paid by them, right? So don't accuse me of just IT company. We actually obviously have clients. I don't deny it. This guy. So we're not being paid to highlight them, but we just want to acknowledge the great job that they're doing, and that's fantastic. So okay, so I'm having some illicit messages here. I don't want this kind of message. I need to get rid of that. That's the thing, also. I think because when you become more visible, you start having people sending you some, I would say, illicit messages. So I can't display that because I've seen those messages, but I just can't display that. Okay, good. So the second company that I want to acknowledge here, basically, it's a developer of project. So these guys, well, they're doing fantastic well, very impressive. So this week again, still also happened this week. In fact, this week I think all those who happened this week, and that's great. They've actually announced as well reaching financial close, for $1 billion worth of projects in Egypt. Fantastic. I'm talking about Amir Power, right? So they will develop another 1 gigawatt of portfolio project portfolio, which is excellent, right? So you're talking about, from what they're saying, 500 megawatts of wind, 500 megawatt of solar, and that's actually bring the portfolio in Egypt to 2 gigawatts. That's just tremendous, right? So again, let me share also the picture of the signing ceremony that they show that they share. So hopefully I can find it. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one here. So that's very nice. I have to say that's great. So it's great to see that. It's great to see good development like that. So also I've known of them for a few years, and definitely they are one of the most, I would say, dynamic developers in the sector at the moment. So if you have been looking at the sector quite closely, yeah, so they're definitely doing well. And obviously, I know a few people in the company, so I know that they are very very driven people, and they yeah, so they want to definitely want to make a change. Yeah, so I'm happy to see that, and I want to also express my congratulations, extend my congratulations to them because they're doing a fantastic work, right? So I'm sure when people are looking at $1 billion worth of projects, right? That's the kind of money people like to hear about, project side people like to hear about. So it's possible, it's doable, and you see it's happening in the continent. Yeah, so it is doable, absolutely. So, and this guy demonstrating that, one raising 74 million, another $1 billion. That's what's happening. Yeah. So you also, as a new company, you could be doing that. So if you're a new company, you want to step in the sector, for example, in the African market, definitely do reach out because to go from where you are to where they're going to, it is possible. So what are the steps? We're more than happy to discuss that with you in detail. Definitely reach out to us and we can have that further conversation. And we want to highlight that to say that it is possible. It's not just me saying that it's possible. Those are nice words. Nobody can believe it to it. We're just showing you company that are actually doing it as we're speaking. As we're speaking, yeah. So obviously it's a lot of hard work. Like all of them, I know them. They're very much driven. They very much go for it. I'm sure they have their lots of their share of disappointment, like all of us. But it's about plugging in. So it's about knowing as well how you approach the market. It's about being on the ground. Yeah. All of that is very important and very necessary. And it's important to highlight and say, yes, this is what's happening in the sector. Yeah. One was an investor, okay, investor slash developer, they becoming developer now. Another one is the developer, right? Proper developer. This is what they are doing. But there's a third company, as I say, that I want to highlight to you. And that third company is completely different. And probably know them the closest. Why? Because they've been one of our clients, so we work with them very closely. And again, so we know them for a few years. We've seen the idea, we've seen the company when it was barely an idea. They were developing that, and to looking at where they're going to right now is just tremendous. It's just great, and we're just so proud of them. Right? What they're doing is really fantastic, and it's definitely going to be changing the game. I believe so. Absolutely. Yeah, because what they're doing, basically, they came up with a platform a platform that's allowing them to teach electronics, yeah, electrical engineering to a number of people remotely, right? So creating an academy, a virtual academy, where they're supporting people to be able to get the skill they need to step into the solar sector and to become themselves solar installer to fix solar equipment. That is what they're doing. So they started by Zambia, training a lot of people on the ground, more than 100 people. They took the training online where they're helping people outside remotely and also carry on making some connection with a lot of academic institutions. So basically reaching out to them and talking to them, and they have had a breakthrough. And that's what I want to talk to you today. They have had a breakthrough. That's the third piece of good news that I want to share with you. The breakthrough that they had. So they signed officially an MOU with the Independent University in Rwanda, Kigali Independent University. Let me share as well with you the picture so we see who they are. And these are people that we're very proud of, right? So yeah, I mean all of them for sure, and and especially those last one because we've been working closely with obviously Samsung that you're seeing here, and there's some people in Kigali. So that's great. Right? So they signed with the Kigali Independent University, and the whole MOU is about promoting promoting the Energy Maker Academy, which is their platform that I talk about that they use to train people remotely, but also in person. Yeah, and to promote as well other academic collaboration. And they're going to develop that as a joint course now with the university. They're fishing at the partner with the university. And that for me is great because that is a first university that openly acknowledge them and then get the course into the curriculum. And I can tell you, because I'm working with them, they're doing the same. They're actually in conversation with many other organizations. So watch out for further good news. And that's very good. Obviously, they are supported by Innovate UK. But like I say, so these are people that started with an idea. They started with an idea, they start pushing it around. And like I say, I've been to definitely, especially the third guys, I've been close to them. So I've seen all the struggles. So we worked together on that, and to see where they are right now, it's just fantastic. Does it mean that all of the issues are finished now? It's just going to be they're going to be going and rolling? Obviously not. But clearly, that is a breakthrough. That is a breakthrough. And that's what I want to share today, that it's possible. Because at times you just need to stop and share with people, hey guys, as I'm talking to you, as I'm saying that it's possible for you to do this, it's possible to do that. Sometimes it's just better to show examples. And that's what I wanted to do today. Just show examples to say, hey guys, this is what happened. This is what is happening. And also, these are companies I've seen, for some time when they were still small, and I'm seeing the step that they're taking. I wouldn't be surprised if they are the giants of tomorrow. Yeah. So that's how you're doing. So the question is, if you have your idea, if you have your company and you want to step into the sector, how are you doing? So how are you doing it? What are the steps that you're taking? Yeah. And definitely you want to reach out. You want to reach out because we like to be able to basically also acknowledge you at some point in time. And we also like to, when we can, to show you a couple of things that can fast track your progress, your process. And that is what I wanted to read to do today. Yeah. So congratulations to those three bright starts. Like I say, I'm very, very happy when I see that. Very, very happy. Because this is how we actually make change happening on the ground. Yeah. So So if you've seen that, hopefully you're also happy like me. So any questions, feel free to and I'll be more than happy to respond to that and to give you further information. And yeah, that's what that's what it's all about, and that's how the industry is changing slowly and surely. Obviously, we want to accelerate that. We want to go further, but yeah, today, like I say, it's really, really about showcasing people doing great stuff and have them, have them being acknowledged by everybody else, so that you know that it is possible for you as an investor, as a developer, as a training company to really sort of create a space for you in the industry, and then being able to expand it progressively, because all these guys, they started small, now they're making step forward. They started to expand. Yeah. And like I say, so the industry is so big, they're barely just scratching the surface. There's a lot more that could be done, and I'm sure there's a lot more that they will be doing. I think I have no doubt about that. Yeah. So that's where I'm probably gonna stop here. So if there is any questions, so I'm more than happy to take that and have some further conversations. So of a while, we are also gonna call it a day. So people watching us, like I say, thank you for watching us. So it's a pleasure to be talking to you on a daily basis, conversing. So reading from you. If you have any ideas of topic that you want, I know I owe people a couple of topics. We're gonna be looking at that. We've been extremely busy, but we want to make sure that we actually honor our promise for you to discuss the topic that you mentioned. And we also want to make sure, by the way, that's also why we sometimes don't bring those topics, because we also want to vary the topic, because some of you sometimes would like us to have a little bit of a varied topic, because the industry is big and wide. Yeah. So how do you do that? So that's the thing that we want to do. But we always take the pleasure to come forward, to step forward, and to engage and discuss with you. Yeah. So that's what I had to say for today. I don't think there is any questions that I have missed. If there is any questions that I've made, I would like to apologize. But I want to say, definitely think about the three bright stars that we highlighted today. So I talked about empowering new energy as an impact investor. If you're looking for project to fund, hey guys, I'm just giving you a lead here. You can just reach out to them. I talked about Amir Power. Again, that's a developer. If you have a project, you're looking for a good partner, you may want to approach them again. Those are gifts that I'm giving you guys. So hopefully you can beat that, all right? And the third one, if you want to train yourself and you're saying, for example, okay, I want to step into the sector, I don't know how to go about it, reach out to Open Energy Lab. That's what I'm saying. So this is how I've just demonstrated in one session how we are supporting investors, how we are supporting companies that want to step into a sector, or maybe want to have some project done, and how we are supporting as a professional that want to say, I want to step into the sector, I don't know how to do it. Yeah. you talk to an impact investor, you talk to a developer, you talk to training companies. These are the steps that we're taking. Yeah, that's fine. So obviously, if you want to know a lot more, feel free to reach out to us. We like to tell you more about our awareness program that we work with some company like Open Energy Lab to help them to fast track their way into success, right? So that's what it's all about. So you don't need to struggle, to suffer in isolation. You can reach out as well. We can work with you to make sure that we help you to fast track it. And who knows, maybe the next 6 months, maybe next year, it's your story we're going to be reporting like that. Okay, excellent. So that's why I wanted to cover for today. So hopefully that's great. So I don't see any questions, so we're probably gonna stop in here. So yeah, what should I say, guys? Apart from thank you for connecting, thank you for being around. So thank you for the support. So make sure that you reach out to the company, make sure that you show support in the industry, and yeah. What else apart from saying may the sun be with you guys? Be great. Bye bye.